Okay. So
Also, if we go on Facebook on my cell phone, then we can see if
yes, now we are live.
we're live. Okay. Well, nice meeting you, Slavka.
Yeah. I mean, nice to meet you, Frida, as well. Yes, we are live. So I'm just like checking. Yes, we are fine. Perfect. Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the Natural Sentient Show. Yeah. So, we're just figuring some stuff out, but we are here. Yeah, so
Oops, you froze, or I froze.
so
Somebody froze.
hopefully we can manage. The energy is really so high, or I don't know, something is going on. Today is like something happening, you know. So here I have my guest. It's Fride Vedde, that goes by name Spiritual Explorer, and I bio. So Fride is an educator, writer, mother, facilitator, and spiritual explorer. She loves to uplift and inspire people to find and pursue their passions, and fiercely believes in the power of following your heart. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I saw as well, I'll just continue that a few years ago, you got connected, that from the child whales and dolphins and the sea. So that actually mm, that resulted, this connection with these beautiful creatures resulted in quantum leaps that happened that actually and enhanced or amplified your superpowers and intuitive and psychic abilities. So yeah, I'm just so excited, just by reading this. It's amazing.
Well, actually, you froze. So I'm not sure whether you froze or I froze. Because if I froze, everybody heard what you said. And if you froze, nobody heard
Yeah,
it.
that's actually possible. Let us please know if we froze, because it's possible.
One of us froze.
We're also doing quantum leaps because we are jumping. But I'm so really excited to welcome you and
Thank
to
you.
have this chat with you.
Thank
So
you. I'm not sure what you read, but exactly, but it was about a connection to the whales, right? So I've had a connection to the whales from a young age, or actually always, I think, in a sense. Um,
yeah,
and
so
it's just
we're
something you take for granted. You don't even think about it. And for a long time, yeah, it's not that yeah, it's I'm born in a family of whalers, or like
oh yeah,
ancestors. So
yeah,
I think I became aware of whales from a very young age. And it's not that they told many stories of that, but it's something that you sort of just are aware that you're just become aware of the whales, like you would be aware of cows or dogs, or right, from a young age. And I was very fascinated.
wow, yeah. Actually, Norway is country where it's common to see whales at the
Yeah,
coast, and
yeah.
it's I find it so exciting by itself. So, and I see that you have really deep connection with this family. I think they are called cetaceans, no, in general.
Yes.
Hmm. So, can you tell us a bit about your spiritual journey? Like, what are your experiences?
Well, I think most of my life, I've been on a spiritual journey, but most of my life, I've been seeing that as very private. I grew up in a very strict religion, and once I left that, and that religion is sort of a missionary type that you're supposed to convert other people. And once I left that behind, I really didn't want to share my spirituality with anyone. And I saw that as a very private affair. But I've always been on a spiritual journey. I feel like life is a journey with many chapters. It's like I've lived many lives in one life. I've done a lot of different things, um, and I've been prompted by intuition or inspiration or excitement and passions, and I sort of followed my heart in that way. So I didn't necessarily choose what would be the obvious smart choices. But looking back, I was always very happy that I chose what I chose. Just for example, in the 80s, when I was going to go studying in higher education, the smart thing would be to study economy or computer. And had no interest in economy and had no interest in computers. So I started studying. I did a combination of English, anthropology, and film studies, which by itself didn't really make sense. But looking back, it made total sense to me because I just studied what I was interested in, and I've had made use of all of it. Well, if I had studied economy or computers, I would have been quite lousy at it. And all those who studied that at that time, who really were passionate about that they would have gotten the great jobs. So in that sense, I just feel that it's really important. I have this ideal, or I mean, this idea that if everybody were allowed or followed their passion, it would fit very well together, and this mosaic of people, because everybody would be doing what they were maybe meant to do and not taking other people's jobs or living other people's lives, if that makes sense. Oops, you froze or I froze. I don't know who froze. There you are.
Yeah, but
Can you
anyway,
hear me the
it's
whole time when
yeah,
the image freeze? Or
yeah. I mean, I hear you, but we have interruptions,
oh, yeah, okay.
which I'm very very sorry about. Like the so yeah, and there are things that we can't control. So anyway, I'm just fascinated by your experience, by your knowledge that you gained on your journey, and that you are still learning.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to be learning to the day I croak, to the day I, or afterlife as well. Of course, I think our whole existence is one great journey.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are learning all our life. There is always something to improve, something, to evolve.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and I just love it. How, you know, the like it's really important to live your passion, live from heart, what really makes you happy, because that means that you radiate happiness also to others. And I can
Yeah,
sense
I
it.
think you're right. Because when you are sort of at ease with yourself, or you are living life at fullest. I mean, it's not that I've always done that, but I mean, ideally, I think when you are really following your path, that affects other people as well in a positive way. Oops, and you're gone again. Oh, there you are. It's funny. I really don't know whether what I say is like half sentences or whole sentences. I'm just really curious who of us freezes, or maybe we both freeze, to the
Mm.
audience. I'm not sure whether when you freeze, whether I should stop talking and wait until you start moving and then continue, or if I should just continue
Yeah,
talking.
this is like insane, when you're trying to go out and just to share, and to introduce someone and just simply share it, like it's oh, all of these interactions, and also I don't know, like what's the weather over there? Because lately here it's raining a lot, actually. Where
Oh,
I'm, it's raining.
it's magnificent. It's sunny and it's been 25 degrees, which is really nice for Norway.
So yeah. Anyway, uh, I was looking at your website. Like
Uh-huh.
you're preparing some really fantastic, exciting spiritual exploration. Just like wondering if you can share the information with us.
Yes.
Like what is it gonna be about? What
Well,
would you like to convey? Or what's your aim?
well, what's my aim? Well, the thing is, that it just came to me like one night in the latest night. I just got this inspiration or download, some may say, or intuition, or whatever you want to call it. It just came to me that that I was
Mm-hmm.
gonna do this retreat in October, which I had not really, truly, honestly, not pictured doing. But when it came to me, it was just so obvious that that's what I'm going to do. And I was so happy. I was so ecstatic. Like I got chills and goosebumps and started crying in euphoria. And when I get these kind of strong impulses like that, I know it's important. So I went to bed and I couldn't sleep, and I started doing research, and I found the accommodation and the whale company and everything. So by 5 in the morning I had the outline basically. um, and yeah, I was just really excited about it. It just felt it, it's one of those things that when you just know something, you know something. And this was one of the things that I knew, and I knew how it's going to be. What it's connecting with the whales and connecting with the island, which is so incredible. This island as well, I can talk about it, but also that the people coming together, that they were connecting and sharing from their own gifts and uh, their passions, so that we can sort of support each other and learn from each other, and just really basically have a great time. And when you have a great time, your vibrations are you lift your own vibrations, your frequencies, and then you sort of lift I believe you lift the frequency on a larger scale. And this island is very special. It's I don't know if you're familiar with Junvalo Melchizedek. He was a spiritual teacher. I mean, he still is, but from the 70s and on, he sort of conveyed a lot about the sacred geometry and so on. And he has called Moorea, this island, which is a heart-shaped island, the epicenter of the unity consciousness grid, and that it's the most female island in the world. And I read about that after having been at Moorea myself, and it made total sense to me. I wasn't surprised at all, and especially about the female, because the female energies is a very female island, and it's very strongly connected to Mother Earth or Gaia. I personally believe it's the heart of Gaia. When I was there at one point, I was sitting in a boat and looking at the island, and I felt the heart of the island beat in synchronicity with my own heart, like they were beating together, and it was just so powerful. And yeah, to sort of tune into the consciousness of the island, there is so much love, and it's so high vibrational. Um, and it really, I think that I don't even know how to explain this technically or scientifically or something. But what it feels like to me is that the veil between the dimensions is thinner there. So that's
Yes.
why you can connect with Mother Earth so easily and so strongly. And of course also the whales, when you are swimming with whales, when you're so, because that's one of the few places in the world that you can actually swim with humpback whales. And the waters are really warm, crystal clear, so maybe 27 Celsius, 26, 27 Celsius. And you have a clear maybe 30, 40 meters of, you can see always, I mean, around you. So when you get to the whales, um, they can be maybe 10 meters away from you. I think at one point I was 5 meters away from a whale. And when you see a humpback whale, their eye is really small, right? When you see pictures of them. But when you're in the water with them, you realize that their eye is not really small at all. It's quite big, but it's small in comparison to the whole whale. But the whale is like 18 meters or something, between 18 and 20 meters. So the whale itself is so gigantic. So when you are faced eye to eye with a whale, you really, now they have discovered that they recognize that whales are sentient beings, but when you are there with the whale, you know it is sentient because you can feel it, and you see, you know that you are looking at this magnificent creature, and they have so much love and so much wisdom. It just exudes them, and you get drawn into this energy field of the whales. So in the beginning, we went out 5 days, and in the beginning, I thought that it's the current in the ocean that draws you in. But afterwards, I realized that no matter where you are in relation to the whale, you're just drawn into the whale. So you have to paddle a little bit, unless you want to hug the whale, because it's just so powerful. I think it's their energy field is so powerful that it's magnetic. You're just drawn in. And it sort of, it changes you. I mean, it's very transformative, and I believe it's like that for all people, at least most people, whether they are spiritual or not. You can hear people when they have an experience like that with the whales. It's just, I mean, you start crying and you get ecstatic afterwards. Everybody's like completely, yeah, very, very happy. and it's that joy.
They are
It's
actually healing.
absolutely very healing. And same thing, it shifts something within you. Uh, so I believe that it shifts you sort of permanently. It's not that you are going to be a totally different person, but something shifts inside. It's like stepping into another realm. And again, it's that veil between the dimensions that are thinner. So I feel that for me, it enhanced my own intuitive abilities and also my capacity of love. And also, I mean, I don't know if you believe in Lemuria or not. For some, Lemuria is a story, for others, a myth. For others, it's real. And I have to say that I did have some, after connecting with the whales, I had some experiences with Lemurians that was quite powerful. That makes me, strengthen that feeling of having had an existence myself in Lemuria. And I believe that Moorea has been part of Lemuria. Lemuria was thought to be part of a continent which was in the Pacific, and that sort of sank for, I don't know, 200,000 years or so or something. And yeah, Moorea feels like in the heart of it somehow.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a hidden in plain sight, Moorea, because normally you connect Lemuria with Hawaii and maybe Easter Island, but especially Hawaii, which I'm sure is correct. I've never been to Hawaii, but and Moorea is not so known as part of Lemuria. And if you think about Lemuria and Moorea, it's funny, the names sort of resonate as well. Although Lemurian, back in the day, I don't think was called Lemuria. That's our modern name for it. But still, there's something about, maybe it's been protected or so, because it's a small island, and if the whole world would go to Moorea, then it would be, yeah, it wouldn't be the way it is today, which is a natural tropical paradise with amazing people and amazing beauty. Oops, I think you froze. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful. Like all the I can already feel those energies.
Yeah, it's amazing. I had connected with Moorea before going there and with the whales as well, but it still I was not prepared for what it was like to actually be there. The the depth of the love and the depth of the peace and the serenity which surrounds this island, and also the whales, of course, and the dolphins. There are dolphins there, and there are big turtles and beautiful tropical fish.
Wow. I would just join you immediately.
Please do, please do. There's still a few places left. Yeah, it's quite extraordinary. I was there last year with Jan Lemuri, who's a wonderful whale whisperer, and
Mhm.
it just, when I went there, I thought it would be a one time travel because it was on the other side of the world. It's so far away. It's 12 time zones away. But I was so incredibly happy when I was there that when I left, I was on the ferry, I was crying. And then it's the neighbor island to, this is sister island to Tahiti, and that's where the international airport was. And when I was on Tahiti, ready to fly, I was crying of having to leave because it's like leaving paradise. But and then I thought, well, maybe one day I'll come back. But I had no idea that I would be coming back just, the next year. That I'm going back now in half a year. Oops, it's gone again. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Okay, now I hear you.
yeah. Now it's good. So I would just, I love, and I feel great energy. It's just by, by saying about it.
Yes, it's.
Mm.
I really don't know how to express in words how magnificent this island is, how very, very truly special it is. And I think we take it for granted maybe that swimming with whales will be as magnificent as it is. I call it whale amazing. Um, but even the island itself, it's just incredible. It's a volcanic islands. It's very lush and green, and you can go on hikes there in the interior of the island with waterfalls, and the energies are really very powerful there as well. And they have some ancient temple grounds with beautiful trees, old, and you can tune in and you can feel that the energy is very special there. Um, so I think almost anywhere on the island, or probably anywhere on the island, more or less, you can have these very enhanced spiritual experiences, whether you're by the beach or you're in the interior. And also there are no dangerous animals or snakes or insects or anything like that. So it's really, there are mosquitoes. That's a bit annoying, but that's all. I don't think you can go to anywhere in the world in a tropical paradise without any mosquitoes. So that sort of goes with the territory. Mm.
Yeah, I feel that there is this ancient ancestral energy, that
Yes,
original
yes,
from indigenous.
yes,
I would even say maybe Lemurian energy.
yes. Exactly, yes. And the Polynesians, Slavka, the Polynesians are the most beautiful people on the planet, I think. I mean, I've met many beautiful people and races and countries, but there's something very special about the Polynesians that I've encountered in uh, in um, in Tahiti and Moorea. I haven't been to other Polynesian islands, but I think it's the same. Uh, it's just very, they're known for being very friendly and very chill, very calm, and they are, and they're just so beautiful. They're so beautiful inside out, outside in. It's just very beautiful. and their smiles are just so generous and so big, and you just feel quite safe. I mean, you feel very safe actually. And no, it's just so nice. I mean, oh, yes, I love the people as well. So I'm
Wow.
sure that it does something to you just to be living in this kind of place, um, and considering that they've been a colony under France and suppressed by the French as well. Like they were not allowed to speak the language and all that. To sort of remain so loving and so generous and so content in a sense. And it's not that they don't, I mean, they have their pride and they have their wounds and all that. um, and they also have their, like they were not allowed to tattoo themselves, and they have sort of taken that back. And I'm personally not much into tattoos at all, but I fell in love with tattoos in Moorea and Tahiti. And I think most in at least in the Western world, the tattoo is to sort of to mark yourself, your individuality, while there it is to mark your belonging, your identity as part of your clan, as part of your family. So you have your totem animals, and so it's like a tribe thing. Um, and it's part of reclaiming your ancestral identity. So it's really very powerful and beautiful, beautiful tattoos.
Wow.
And also they have started more and more are learning their own language, which was forbidden, but they're sort of like retrieving it. And it's a very beautiful language. The way that it's written for us is really difficult, at least for me as a Norwegian, and many others, I think, other languages. When you see it, it's like, how do you pronounce that? But basically, you just pronounce every vowel. So they will write every vowel. So Moorea is with two O's because it's called Moorea. And the capital is Pape Ete. So it's like two E's. So once you understand how something is pronounced, it's not that difficult. And it's just really beautiful. Like hello is Iorana, and then thank you is Maruru. So it's a very singing language.
Mm-hmm. Can you say something in their language?
Well, just like Iorana, which is hello, and Maruru, which is thank you. That's basically what I know. But I
Wow,
would use it
that
the
that
whole time
sounds,
once I
so
learned it.
specific. So, like you're singing, it's even
Yeah.
healing sound.
Yes, yes. I think you're right. If you think about Sanskrit and Hebrew and Arabic being these very ancient languages that massage your organs when you speak it. So when you do the mantras, the Hindu mantras is from Sanskrit. It's really healthy for your organs. So maybe this as well has that kind of healing influence. It's possible. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's really very ancient indigenous energy there. That's for
Yes,
sure,
absolutely. Absolutely.
and very authentic.
Very authentic. Yes. Oops, we are freezing again.
Yeah.
There you are.
So, yeah, I mean, sometimes, I feel just like so much interaction. Yeah. So, can you share like your contact and your details about this retreat?
Yes, actually,
For the
it's
audience
all.
who would like to join you.
Yes, my website is spiritualexplorer.no. The no is from Norway, and there you can read all about it. And I'm really happy to connect. Like there's a button there, you can book a call for a free call with me, because I think it's so much easier to interact orally and to talk together and to get an idea whether this, to have all your answers, to have all your questions answered, and also to see if this is a fit, like if this is something that you would like to do. So feel free to reach out and make a phone call. I would absolutely love to make a phone call like that, or a video call it is. um yeah.
Yeah,
And
we have a
it's all.
question.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay,
have a
great.
question from Flakes, like what kind of dolphins are there? If you can specify the species of the dolphins and whales.
Well, it's the humpback whales that is the most common, but they also have other. I'm so bad with the English names, but or the whales with the sonar with the funny um, sperm whales. If you're really fortunate, you can see sperm whales and spinner dolphins, the ones that go shh. And also, I think you have bottlenose dolphins. You have several dolphins. We only saw like the normal dolphins. I don't even know what they are called otherwise than just dolphins. And spinner dolphins. Those are the ones we saw. But they have different. They have more different varieties as well. Hmm. That's probably something I should know, shouldn't I? But I don't. And then there are stingrays and manta rays, and also sharks, like reef sharks, and lemon tip sharks, like small, harmless sharks. You can swim with sharks and stingrays there, mm. Which is kind of
Hmm.
exotic.
Yeah,
And also, when
definitely.
and just to be snorkeling, we will be staying 5 minutes from the one of the most beautiful beaches, Temai Beach. We're going to be staying by the sea. Uh, so right is a sea bungalow, but right like 5 minutes walk. It's one of the most popular beaches, beautiful beaches there, Temaya, and you can snorkel there. And once I was snorkeling by myself, I looked to the right, and right like 1 meter, I could have touched it, was a sea turtle. And I thought, oh, hello. And of course, I was dying to touch it, but I didn't want to touch it. You don't want to touch anything because you don't know. Maybe I could be carrying some bacteria or something. But it's just really fascinating.
That's awesome.
Another time, I was floating over a reef, and then I saw something moving, and it was a sea turtle eating, and their legs was inside the shell, so it was just the shell and the head. So it went quite. It blended in very well with the stones. You couldn't really tell that it was there, except that there was a movement of the head. Again, I was so close I could have touched it.
Amazing.
And then you have these tropical fish. They are aqua colored or yellow or even rainbow colored fish, and just all kinds of colors. And it wasn't massive amounts of fish, but it was just a great selection of different kinds of fish. And I'm not, yeah, I don't know the names of them. I just think they're incredibly beautiful. I find it so, I can spend hours in the sea just snorkeling. And unfortunately, I spent 2 hours in the sea one day, and I got so sunburned because, yeah, I didn't think about the fact that I could get sunburned. So I got quite sunburned then when I was so long in the sea, because the sea reflects the sun, especially. Mm. So
Wow.
in the retreat, we're going to go 5 boat trips, 5 days. We're going to go out to swim with the whales. It's going to be in the morning and in the afternoon. So we do a little bit of variety. And also there's a possibility of going hiking, do hikings in the interior, to go to a waterfall and to the some viewing points. We can go by car. So for those who doesn't want to hike, to have where you see the beautiful island in front of you, and the bays, and the slopes, and the vegetation. And then there's one, it's called the Coconut Trail, which is about 4 hours both ways, which is very popular, but it's like immediate, difficult. So you want to be in better shape to do that. And then there's another one which is called Magic Mountain, which is a shorter, it's like steeper, but it's a half an hour walk up or so, where you have another magnificent view. But I think these kind of hikes that take you into the interior, it will give you another experience than the sea will. So it's like it's very complementary. And of course, visiting the ancient temple grounds, I think that's quite special as well. And
Yeah, it looks really
there's going to
great.
be ample time, because the idea is that we can share. Like myself, I will lead sacred circles and also guided meditations. And on the second last day, it's going to be a full moon, and it's going to be the largest super full moon of the year. So we're going to have a full moon ceremony, and that will be, I think, incredible. That will be very special. I'm really looking forward to that. We'll do that on the beach. And then, of course, connecting with the whales, the galactic whales, and Mother Earth. And then it depends. Like a friend of mine who's coming, who signed up, he does all kinds of therapies, and he is interested in doing. He does something called aqua craniosacral therapy. He's done that in, I think it's Bahamas or Barbados or so, with dolphins, and he wants to do that with the whales. So I think that will be very exciting for us to experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this all schedule, this program is packed with so beautiful things, you know.
Yeah. And still time to be on your own and just hang out, because I think that's really important. Just being able to do nothing, just to be, so that if you want to be on the beach, or if you want to, go into the interior, if you want to just hang out with somebody or whatever, to have that extra time, not to have a packed activities the whole time, so that you can fill the time with activities if you like, but you can also have the time to meditate and to integrate and just be in those energies. I feel that's very important.
Yeah, definitely. There should be some time to integrate, because it's going to be really powerful.
It's very powerful, and there's no way around it. I think if you go to this island, especially if you're a spiritually inclined person, you're going to have amazing experiences. It sort of happens automatically. I think everybody changes, and that's what Jan Lemuri says as well, that because he's taken people there on several years now, that meeting the whales, it just changes you, and you have to go into your own depth. It's no way around it. But it's a beautiful place to do that, and to grow and to learn and expand. It's like the potential for expansion is incredible. It's like quantum leaps of personal development.
Sure. Yeah, there we are.
There we are. Yeah, no, but I think you seem to be tuning in, and you are really, oops, you've gone again. Wait for a moment.
Yeah.
So you seem to have a ability to tune in, and I think you're spot on in your tuning ins.
Yeah.
It really is like that. And I think what is really great when people get together like this, with this intention, everything just amplifies. The energies are amplified. We are sort of like raising our own energies together. And that's sort of the beauty of it. And that's part of the reason I'm doing this. So I felt called to do this. So the participants are actually quite important here. So if anyone feels like my friend I was mentioning, so even before he heard about this retreat, he had started dreaming about whales. Whales had started appearing in his dreams. And I thought that's quite powerful. And that is fascinating to me. So then when he heard about it through a friend of ours, then he's like, oh, wow, that's it. Oops, there you are. So we are actually thinking, if there's like interest for that, to have another retreat afterwards, where we can focus, or he can focus more on his like teaching others how to do this. And if that's going to happen, we're sort of working out, see if we can do that with the details and logistics and all that. Then it would be possible to join both retreats and sort of get a special discounts. Yeah, that's, if anyone would be interested in learning more about the aqua cranial therapy specifically, more than just the sharing there, I think that would, to reach out as well, because we would love to do that as well. And he's a great teacher, and he's an excellent therapist. I don't know if you can tune into that, but he's outstanding in what he does. He's like dedicated his whole life to, he's a little bit like me, a continued student. He keeps, learning and learning different techniques and putting together in his own manner. That makes it really special. Oops, and you gone, you were again. Oh, there you are.
That's really amazing. Yeah.
You're
So
back.
hopefully,
I don't know if it's you or me who's back, but now at least we're back, both back.
yeah, guys, I'm sorry if it's as it is. So, but I'm actually really happy that we are able to about your what you are planning about your events, so they can join if they feel calling, because it's so beautiful.
Thank you. You sort of disappeared. I wonder if there's anyone who in the chat who can mention whether it's you or me who freezes, because if it's you, I can just talk, and if it's me, I just.
Well, anyway, I asked, it's probably okay, but it's just on our end,
Okay. So maybe there is no short. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, I'll check it later on. So it's I just laugh, I just enjoy a lot this show with you, because I know that you have a lot to offer, and it's important to connect like-minded souls, that they feel this calling, to do this step, do this jump on their journey. It's something that is extraordinary, and not that you could just stumble upon just like that. So I feel really humbled and honored to have you here on my show. So
Well, thank
if
you.
you
And
could
I feel
just,
I feel very honored to be here on the show, actually. It's a first for me. And also it's like I feel honored to do this as well, because it's like it's not me, if that makes sense. It's something that I've been told to do. I didn't come up with this. It's like so I know it's quite special, and it was just, I was just fortunate to be the one to sort of to be allowed to do this, to put this together. And I
yeah,
think it has the potential to be really incredible. Yeah.
definitely. I mean, you're just listening the call, what you're being guided to do
Yeah. Yeah.
on your soul level, and it's very important to share your gifts, and share your energy, share and connect.
Yeah. I would just love, actually, I would love for anyone, everyone to have this experience if they like it, or I mean, if they're interested. And of course, that's not doable because there's so many billion people on this planet. But in theory, I would love to do that. I would love for everybody to have had this experience that I've myself had. and that was enabled me by John the Moody last year. And just to be able to pay it forward to other people, to give others a chance to do this. And this is why I also do it in the way that price, that is like 3-level prices. There's like a discounted price that everybody can pay, and that will be covering the retreat and my own expenses, but I won't be making any money. And I'm absolutely happy if everybody just does that. And then if anyone wants to pay more and they think, well, this is, it's like, I have enough money, like I don't mind sharing, and they will pay the regular price, then either it will go to my pocket, or I will be able to then help others who can't afford the cheapest discount offer. Because I just want the right people to come. And I know sometimes that's, it's like there is a money factor in, and that's just the reality of it. At the same time, I know that if people, the way it works in my life is that when it's something that I feel called to do, the money appears. And this is how it happened for me last year when I went there. Like, I didn't really have the money, but the money appeared in the most mysterious ways, because I sort of trusted the universe, and I knew that, okay, I'm meant to go there, and then the money appears, because it always does. And it did. Actually, it didn't when I went there. I had to use a credit card, but it did afterwards. And it just came in the most surprising ways. And that's how the universe works. If you set your mind to something and you believe it, and it's like you feel that this is something I need to do, it's the right thing to do, the universe opens door and let it happen.
Yeah.
If you trust that. And but anyhow, it is still a significant amount of money, because it's on the other, for us in Europe, it's on the other side of the world. And also, so that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, that I do need to, cover my own costs and the cost of the retreat. And what's included is the accommodation and the boat trips and the transportation on the island to go to these to the sacred grounds, or to the hikings or whatever. And then what people have to pay for themselves is the food. And we'll go shopping in supermarkets, and they have, I mean, in these kind of crowds, there's a lot of, often there are people that have allergies against gluten or milk or this and that, or they're vegan or this and that. So in that sense, I think is good, because that can accommodate everybody's needs and desires when you shop your own food. And there's a kitchen in the bungalows. There are kitchens, so we can cook our own food. And those who wants to go to restaurants, they just go to restaurants and eat. So there's like a freedom in whether we want to cook by ourselves or together or eat outside or whatever. People are sort of free to do what fits themselves, their tastes and their budgets. And then what people have to do is get there. Like the transportation from their country to Moorea is something like the airfares, and they have to pay on their own. So the transportation
Wow.
on Moorea is taken care
You're
of.
awesome.
Oops. Now it's oh, there you are.
Yeah, you're awesome. I mean, I'm just so happy that
Thank you. I'm happy too. I think it's going to be incredible, and I'm really so excited about it. I can't wait for October to come.
Yeah.
When I came back, honestly, when I came back from Moorea in Tahiti, even when I landed in Tahiti, when I arrived Tahiti, I got off the plane and I just wanted to get on the ground and kiss the earth. I thought, Fride, you're out of your mind, you crazy, you can't do that. And I didn't do it, but I had this like inclination, and I started, I was tearing up, because I felt so at home. It was like coming home, and this is so interesting. Like, feel like coming home to Tahiti, and I've never been to this place. But if you're a traveler, sometimes you come to these places and you just sort of recognize it in your soul. Like, you've been there. If you believe in past lifetimes, you just know you've been in a place. So I came there and it felt like coming home.
Yeah,
And it was just strengthened throughout my stay with the experiences that I had, that it was a homecoming. It's like coming home to the motherland. And yeah, I think they say that a lot of the Lemurians have chosen to come back this time, and I don't know if that's true, but I think that whoever feels called to come, they very likely feel a connection to Lemuria from before or when they are there. And I'm sort of fascinated um, myself with the whole concept of Lemuria. But either way, you believe it or not, it's just, it felt like coming home, and it was so really welcoming, and it was just so beautiful to be there, that when I came back to Norway, I was in mourning for 2 months. I was, every time if I tried to talk about it, I would start crying because I was so sad to having had to to leave.
I believe you. That was very
Yeah,
intense.
yeah, I wasn't
Actually,
ready to leave. And this
yes,
is also why I made the retreat is like 13 days, to prolong it, so that people will have a longer, because these retreats often they are like 7 days or 9 days or something. But I ended up making it longer and longer, just so that it's possible to really, to
mm.
sort of get that, to get a good doses of Moorea. Because for
Oh,
some people it may be a once in a lifetime, not maybe not everybody will go back, maybe they will, but maybe not. And then it's really nice when you're there to be able to get saturated, to really just feel it and live it and experience it, and have that doses of this love bundle that you can take home with you for the rest of your life, and sort of, yeah, go on from there.
mhm. Yeah. Mhm. So, can you please tell us when it's gonna be?
Yes, it's going to be in October, from October 7th to October 19th. And October 17th, that's the full moon, or the super full moon night. So we're going to have that ceremony, and that's going to be like the culmination of everything. And then we have the next day to integrate, and then the next day we leave.
Wow. I already know that it's gonna be like amazing, very powerful.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for confirming that. Because that's what it felt like to me too, and that's why I was so ecstatic and euphoric, and I was like, I couldn't even believe my own luck, being able to experience this. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's gonna have immense impact on everyone who will join.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because the energy of the land and the energy of the sea and those whales itself, that's gonna be very transformational.
Yes,
So
yes,
definitely there is gonna be a lot to integrate afterwards. And
yes,
I mean to see everything, all the surroundings, and just to feel those beautiful places and the presence of ancestors.
yeah, yes,
It's like priceless.
yes,
It's,
yes,
as you say, it's like difficult even to describe with
yes,
words.
yes, yes. One of the participants, when we went to the ancient temple grounds, so he went by himself to stand on one of the platforms there, and he said, I'm going to meditate. So I just continued walking, and afterwards he told me that he had gotten this vision of himself as part of a council, an ancient council. That was very powerful for him. And then the next day, when we were out on the boat going towards the whales, I was sitting there and tuning into the island. I sort of tuned into his experience, and all of a sudden I felt it, like I was there and I saw him giving a speech, and I felt such an awe, like I had tears in my eyes just feeling it. And I was like, I wanted to bow, like put my hands here and bow and thank him, for his service or something. So I turned around in the boat to tell him, and he didn't understand. He thought I said something completely different, which I don't remember anymore. But he asked me about it. What did I say? So I told him again later on, when we were back in the bungalow. And I told a friend later who's very psychic, and she said, well, that's not a vision, that's a memory. Why it was so powerful is because you were there too and you witnessed it. And I hadn't thought about it like that, but it made sense to me, because even now when I talk about it, it's like I have to put my hand here, and I do this every time. It's like I really feel that in awe. It was almost like King Solomon or something, like I felt so inspired, like, so he was such a man of peace. And he still has this, he's German. And I think that later on, when I was back in Norway thinking about it, I thought, and I channeled some automatic writing for him. And I thought that was so interesting that he chose to come back to Germany, which is, he's like a late generation of a country in Europe who's been in 2 wars.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where he's like a man of peace. He carries this peace within him in this lifetime as well. And that's where he came back. So I think it's really interesting, these things that happen like that. And I think that's what happened. You come there and you connect with people, and it's not by coincidence that you meet the people you meet.
No, nothing happens by coincidence. We know it.
Yeah. And it would be like that anywhere in the world, of course. But when you come to these powerful, to these energetically charged, like these very special places in the world. Like last year, I was in Glastonbury, and I was staying in an Airbnb, and I had the option. I had booked a room, but for some reason, the owner told me that he had another room that was not on Airbnb, that I could have that because I was going to stay longer, so I didn't have to change room. And then, so I was debating with myself, because I thought, well, if I take that, somebody else is going to take that. And, then it would be more people, maybe more noise, and la, 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 back and forth like this, making it like a big decision. In the end, I chose to go with the other room. So I was curious to see who was going to stay in that room that I wasn't staying in. And it ended up being a Norwegian. So for the first time in his Airbnb life, he had Norwegians staying, and he had 2 of them staying. And it turns out she lives 18 minutes by car from my place. Like, Norway is huge. And we're practically neighbors. So we are now, like, we met last Sunday with a group. We went out to heal Mother Earth, or the ocean, which is like a lake, which Norway's largest lake is where we live. And we went to this place to sort of heal. We get together, we go for a walk every Sunday with a group, and we do a healing meditation that I guide. So we did that, and when we walked down, all of a sudden there were 2 eagles that they were flying, and they were circling around where we had been sitting and doing the meditation.
Beautiful.
I've never seen an eagle in this area. I don't know if there's common or not, but I've lived there 13 years. It's the first time I see an eagle. And it's like this. I thought it was for 10, 15 minutes, but they said it's 5 minutes. And I guess they were probably right. But it's just time sort of stops. You're looking at that, and time sort of bends. It feels like forever. And it was just such a beautiful confirmation it felt like a confirmation, a thank you from Mother Earth. And I think, when we get together like this, when people get together and they start healing themselves and they start healing the earth, it creates a really beautiful vibration. And the eagles responded.
Wow.
And I met her last year in Glastonbury, which is another power spot, for the energetic power spot.
I think it's Earth chakra.
Yeah. Together with Stonehenge and Avebury and Glastonbury, it's called the Earth Chakra. Yeah. So last year I was in those 3 places for solstice. I was in Glastonbury for the actual solstice, the 21st, and then within the extended solstice, I went to Stonehenge and Avebury with friends. So it was, again, very powerful mystical experiences in all 3 places, actually. And it seemed to be connecting together. Yeah. And then for me, Moorea is the heart the of Gaia. It's the heart of Mother Earth. And then in England, you have the heart chakra.
Amazing. A lot of amazing stories to share. Yeah, I mean, we could be talking like more than another 1 hour, or another 2 hours.
Probably, yes, yes. I would love to learn more about you as well. We're just talking about me here.
Yeah, I'm open. So, can you please remind our audience how they can reach you?
Yes, on my spiritual explorer, which says there, .no is my website, and that's how you can most easily reach me, or even on Facebook. But if you send me a messenger uh, um, on Messenger, I might not see it, but that's a possibility as well.
Yeah, I tell also that you are on Facebook as well, and you have your YouTube channel. So I will put all the details in the description of the video.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, on that YouTube channel, that's quite new actually, and it has only one video, which is from Moorea last year. It was the first time we connected with the whales, and it was a whale mama and a whale baby, and it was incredible because they stayed with us for maybe 20, 30 minutes, and the mother, a grown-up whale only needs to come up to breathe maybe every 25, 30 minutes or so, or 20, 30 minutes. So she would go up and take a breath and then go down, and then the baby has to go up every 5 minutes or so, and the baby has a lot of energy, so it's very playful, and the baby would sort of like swim around the mama, and their fins were touching, and you could just feel the love between them, and the peace. It was just incredible. And then the mother, she just turned her belly upside down so you could see the white part, which is total surrender, like the dogs and the cats do when they're very comfortable. And that way we knew that she was very comfortable with us. And for her, it's a nice way, I think, to be able to relax while her kid is entertained with these strange humans, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you don't want to, like, the mother has complete control over her body, so she will never harm you in any way. But with the baby, you have to be a little bit careful. You have to, because
Yes.
they don't have a control of their body, and you don't want the tail in your head, because even if it's the
Yeah.
baby, it's 3 meters long, so it's quite big. So yeah, but it was just so incredibly cute. The baby is so cute, and it's so beautiful, and you just feel the love between them so strongly. And that video on my YouTube channel is from that first or from that particular swim, the first real swim we had with the whales last year. But we went out
Yes.
for 5 days, so we had several swims in addition.
So beautiful. I mean, uh, I recommend you to see that video. If you're watching, yeah, just go to Frida's YouTube channel and just watch it. It's so beautiful.
It's magical. And I
Definitely.
think I was 5 meters away from that whale at one point, the mama. And the whale guide had to like pull me back. The thing is, when you go to swim with these whales, the boat is not allowed to go all the way up to the whales out of
Hmm.
respect for the whales. So
Yeah.
the boat can only go 100 meters close, so you have to swim 100 meters. So the captain and the whale guide, they will make the discernment whether they believe that the whales are going to stay there or if they're going to keep moving, because if the whale moves, it's gone in like a second, so you won't have time to swim 100 meters to get there. So what you do is you get out with the whale guide and you swim over there, and then you just hang out for as long as the whales want to hang out with you. And if they don't want to hang out, they just take off. And if they want to hang out, well, you don't want to leave until they do. So it's just
Wow.
incredible.
That's so incredible. I'd love to experience it by myself. Um,
I
yeah.
I can totally picture you loving it. And I don't even know you, but just the natural sentient, you
Yeah.
will fit right in.
Exactly. That's not a coincidence either. Yeah. So I would love you to have you on the show again if you're up to.
Absolutely. I'd love to. I'd love to. It was really nice talking to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much
Well,
for
thank
coming.
you.
Thank you. I feel really so happy. Just, it's a great vibe, you know?
It's the whale vibe.
Yeah. The whale and dolphins vibe that is really like, wow,
Yes. Yes. For me, the
magnificent.
dolphins, they have the joy vibe. They're so full of joy. And then the whales, they have the wisdom. It's like the love and joy and the love and wisdom. Hmm.
Definitely. They are so evolved
Yes.
that we have really some work to do, and it's just so great that they are here with us
Yes. 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 And
helping.
they, and you can connect to them telepathically or intuitively. They are there. Yeah.
Yeah, so
With the beautiful
beautiful.
messages. Yes.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Fride. I
Thank
will
you.
share all your details in the description with the video, so anyone who is being called to join can reach you, and hopefully talk to you soon, because I
Yeah.
really love it and I enjoy it so much.
Yeah, me too. Thank
You're
you.
such a beautiful soul.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And you as well. And I would love to learn more about you. Maybe I have to interview you one time.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes. Continue our conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Ah, why not?
Okay. Maruru. Thank you in Tahitian.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely day, lovely
You too.
evening. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Bye.
Bye.